Ishani, can you hear me? Have you got audio? Can anyone? You can hear me? That's
I
good.
can hear you.
That's good. So you're good to go. So we just need to
Yes,
share
I
the
do.
link. Thank you.
Hasn't joined yet, though, right?
Okay, good. So this says live is fine. This says live is fine. So maybe Ishani or Bhagwati or Amba, one of you, can post the updated link in the YouTube as well. In the YouTube description where we have the Hangout link. Have we updated that already? Or no?
I'll just be updating that further.
Okay, great. And then I will type it in the chat, or you can type it in the chat that we updated the link and this is the new Hangout link.
Okay.
And then what we do is we also post it in the Sangha Being page and the other places where we
Yeah.
that those who want to join the Hangout can join. So this seems to be working now.
I can do it, Ishani. You can stay here and I can.
Okay, let Amba do that then. Amba can update on the description and also post on Facebook that we had some technical issues and this is the new link for the Hangout.
Okay, thank you, Amba.
We'll give them a couple of minutes to join. I actually feel many times that it's not clear when I say awareness what I mean. Because many times when I hear these feedback that awareness seems to be interacting with appearance, then I wonder whether it's clear at all with what this awareness is. And this is very basic because sometimes what can happen, many times what can happen is that the mind makes a picture out of awareness. It says, here, this is you, and this is the appearance, and they are now colliding or interacting with.
Or the way it comes with me, there always something here and like an awareness of like around you. It will give me
Yes, but that also is an imagery. It's still imagery. That if you feel that it's here around me like the space also, this is not the awareness which we speak of. So we can use space to denote awareness. One of the qualities of awareness that it's not touched by any object, just like space. But awareness is not even this space. It is just the scene, the witnessing. You cannot interact with phenomena because it's not phenomena. But all pictures from the mind will be only speaking phenomenally. You see like this? Okay, so did we get the... Yes, Amba is doing that, Bhagwati ji. Amba is updating the Hangout link on YouTube and also on Facebook. She can update it. Where did Amba go? Or did she step out from here? Are we live here now? Hmm. Okay, how can we be live here then? That YouTube link will also change, isn't it? So I'll also need the YouTube. It'll be there in the feed. That's it. Yes. Are we in this one now? Okay. We had a lot of technical issues today, so we're just sorting out. So one of you, Bhagwati ji or Amba, if you could post in the earlier YouTube page also that we have a new link to the YouTube, because I see a lot of people are posting messages there as well. Good. But this one is live. So today actually I feel that we should have a really honest conversation about awareness. When the word awareness is spoken, or when we see that we talk about this pure witnessing, the pure seeing, is it clear for all of you or no? So one says no, which is honest, which is good. It's clear? Yes, but is good, okay. Then you in the hangout. Adam, clear or no? Clear. Aparna, clear or no? No, okay. Bhagwati ji, okay, we'll let her help with the links for now. Jayani, yes. It's good. We'll come back to you, my dear. When we say awareness, is it clear what we are speaking about or no? Because of late I get a lot of feedback that it is awareness itself which seems to be interacting with phenomena. It is awareness which seems to be affected by phenomena. So is it just another visual of awareness we have, or is it really this simple seeing that we are speaking about? Do you feel that there is clarity in your heart about this? Huh? And the yes and no is not really important, but the questioning is important. The looking is important. So where were we? Yes, Jayani. Okay, okay types. Nitya, clear, very good. Okay, we'll let Ishani moderate. Shanti, clear? Clear here, yes, very good. So Meher, and now we are okay on. Now we have some reply on YouTube as well. Lisa says, I love you, Father. It's clear here that even when I'm battling a field of barbarian orcs, you're with me and I am. And it all is, if a question arises, it falls away as an appearance. I am blessed. She's in the middle of her role playing. Isabella says, sometimes it is very clear, other times I feel it is mixed with much person. And Nikhil says, same here as Isabella. Prema says, clear. Anna says, usually is clear. Sometimes there are a lot of doubts. But we must look at this also when we say sometimes there are a lot of doubts. Are we talking about the times where we seem to be just caught up in the content of appearances, but the instant we check, it is clear? Is it like this? Or is it that even after we check, it seems to be a little foggy? Because what we speak about cannot be foggy really. It must be clearly apparent. Does not take work, does not take effort, does not take time. Shivani says, not clear, Father. Okay. Nikki says, yes, thank you. Your pointing daily keeps awareness stable. Okay. Jyoti says, when I ask the question, am I aware now? It is not clear when it's very noisy. Then I have to ask if I'm seeing. Yes, but even the noise you are aware of. You see? Anandi says the simple seeing seems to be clear when I look, but it's not always clear. And Govil says sometimes clear when I intentionally ask the question, am I aware now? Okay? And I notice that Purnima is also here with us today. So is it clear for you or no? Ishwari, clear? So let's look at this concept today about awareness becoming cloudy. Is it possible for awareness to become noisy or cloudy or blurred? Is it possible that it takes some effort to discover this awareness, to find out I am this witnessing, this seeing, what effort can it take? Because whatever we might say, whatever the noise might be, whatever the cloudiness might be, there's also awareness of that or not. Or it's still just like a mental understanding. You must be very honest about this and say, is it like? So it seems like the mind has painted a picture of awareness for many of you, and then it seems to get cloudy or it seems to get noisy, and you have to work on your attention a little bit for this awareness to become free of the noise. Is it like this?
Understanding.
Okay. It seems like this, that attention needs to do something for awareness to be clear. So the reminder, is it instantaneous or no? That to remind ourselves when we say, who am I? Is it instantaneous or no to see that I am this pure seeing itself? Instantaneous. Very good. Okay, Radha says, clear, Father. Everything arises within this awareness. Mariette says, clear here. Very good. Lisa says, clear here. Priya says, clear here. Vijay says, namaste. And Anandi says, anytime I look, it seems clear. Like you say, the instant I check, it's clear. And when it's foggy, this is seen as well. But I'm not always looking, if this makes sense. What does it mean when I say I'm not always looking? It only means that my attention has a tendency to jump here and there, which is fine. Nobody said that attention must rest always at home as awareness itself. Then why would you have created this creation? Why would this projection have been formed if attention was only to be at home? Then just sleep would be enough. Then no waking would be required. But then this play, this game would not be possible. So it's not about attention. Huh? What? What happened? Lots of problems or no problem? More problems. Yes, because the mind is saying yes. Then, because all I must do is keep my attention with awareness. But even this is not needed. You see, you don't need to keep your eyes on the sun to know that it comes from the east and sets in the west. Once you know I am this awareness alone, then you don't need this constant reminder. It gets confusing like this. Because very honestly, we must speak about this. Chandra is also here from Portugal. Welcome, my dear. Very good to see you. Jayani said, sometimes unclear as mind is still trying to understand. Please can someone post for me? Okay, so mind is doing something, it is trying to understand. What does it mean when we say mind is trying to understand? It's only sending signals saying I'm trying to understand. Oh, this is confusing. I'm not there yet. These just thoughts. The mind cannot do anything really because it does not exist. It's just these energies called thoughts. So when the mind is pretending as if it is trying to understand, even then this play of thoughts is seen or no? It's seen, isn't it? So whatever the mind could be doing, whatever the body could be doing, whatever emotions could be doing, does this awareness, does this scene actually get affected, get touched by any of this? Doesn't. So then, where does the trouble come from? The trouble only comes from our belief that I am this body-mind. You see? Because once we see that for awareness, there's never any trouble. Then the trouble only can be from the belief in the identity. And what causes belief in identity? It is only belief in thought. So this awareness which we speak of is the pure seeing itself, the pure witnessing itself, unassociated by any appearance, with any appearance. And it cannot be understood. If you're still trying to make the mind understand, it will seem like the biggest struggle and it will become very frustrating. Half of you won't show up for satsang tomorrow.
That's right.
Really? Because you will say, I've been a seeker for so many years and still, and he says, is awareness clear? Still confusing. It will always be confusing to the mind. Let's put it that way. Can we accept that? That this, what we are, will never be understood by the mind. No mind has ever understood this. It's okay. Because that will make it much simpler. Because as long as you're trying to feed this to the mind and waiting for the mental understanding, it will not happen. Only the seeker will get more and more identified. Either a frustrated seeker or somebody who, a seeker which feels that it has achieved something or understood something.
I feel like that's what's happening because I just feel this intense frustration.
Yeah. Yes, but this also, I must say today, which might sound even more frustrating, this also is seen. You say there is frustration. I say, okay, the content is frustration, but who's aware of the frustration? Is that also frustrated? Is that which is aware also frustrated? Or it can see the frustration, it can perceive, witness the frustration. How do you know it is frustration? How do you distinguish between frustration and joy? Some energy is moving, feeling is there,
And I thought,
and then the thought collaborates and says, this is frustrating. See? Feeling could be there, and if the thought was saying, this is joy, you'd say, this is joy? I don't want this joy. You see? So it has to work in tandem. Like this, the feeling will come, sort of It's tugging at you, and then this interpreter is there at your service saying, see, this is frustrating. You say, I'm so frustrated. So you made the switch from saying this frustrating feeling was there to say, I am frustrated. You picked up the I here. You see, but the true I is never frustrated. Which is the true I? It is the one that is witnessing this thought which says this is frustrating, and also this feeling which is shaking about. And actually there is no reason to get frustrated. There is no reason to get frustrated, because even if you were to say that this phenomenal world is real and 7 billion beings are here, how many have even got to this point where they can discuss this? Many are still believing that they are creating their thoughts moment to moment. As people, they feel that I am the creator of my thoughts and the doer of my actions. So we've gone far from there, at least, isn't it? So there is no reason to be frustrated, really. Just this simple, which I know can for the mind sound very irritating when I say it so simply. But the fact is, once you just check and this dawns that, okay, this is what he was talking about, this which is always here. Who perceives frustration and thought? Who perceives pain? There's pain in the body. All these senses are gathering all this information. So all this physical phenomenal perceiving is happening. Who is this phenomenal perceiving reporting to? Who is aware of all of this perceiving also? So this is what I mean when I say that we must not drop the search prematurely, very early. If it is just a mental concept of awareness, then we must keep coming to Satsang. Because the mental concept will not get you anywhere. It is not the end of suffering. Just like I say that from going from I am a person concept to I am God concept will not help you in any way. Both are just concepts. So going from I am a person concept to I am awareness concept also will not help. It must be seen that I am this awareness. And that is why I find this question so potent. And maybe some of you will agree with me one day. Which is, are you aware now? I find it very important. Because in this moment, you come face to face with a non-phenomenal experience. To be able to confirm that I am this awareness, or awareness is here. For everything else, you have to see something phenomenal. Even the presence of consciousness you can feel, you can sense. But this awareness you cannot feel. You just know.
Father?
Yes, my dear. Just one more sentence, which was that is why I feel that this, are you aware now, could possibly be the most potent thing that has ever come out of this mouth. And I wonder how many of you can feel it like this. You see? In its simplicity, it is so potent. And this, Just this one simple question, you are aware of something which is not phenomenal, and yet you know completely that it is true. That I am this awareness, that this awareness is here. I am aware of awareness. Awareness being aware of awareness. But I know how this can, to the mind, it can sound like a riddle. It's okay. Yes, Amma, my dear, you were saying something.
Um, I just wanted to bring something to Satsang today,
Yes.
and it might sound very confused, and it probably is. So everything that you're saying is like really clear, and it's seen as a, but then still like, I suppose like strong conditioning is coming. So every time when it's coming, I just keep like confirming all the time, what am I like, you know? So and I feel like in that everything just dissolves itself anyway. But for like ages, for a good while, it's like something wants me to like bring this to satsang, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to say anything, you know. But anyway, I'm here now. So it might be, so I don't know. um, so like this, there's like a story in my life at the moment, you know, where I'm leaving a relationship, and it's on one side, it's seen very clearly that no, leaving is possible, like, and everything is myself. And but also then there's like ideas that have kind of like pulling power as well. And one of those ideas is, and I'm just like bringing this to maybe like to burn, because I know it's just like everything is just disappearing anyway when you kind of confirm yourself all the time. But sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. And one thing is like I like there's a part of me that's like tries to think about things, and I just like can't think, like, and maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. It's a good thing or not. And it's like it's something is like trying to think, but like, and I also know that whatever like thoughts are gonna come, I'm not gonna believe them anyway. So it's I feel a little bit like I'm going like a bit insane, but it's really that I'm not going insane, I'm going insane. Okay. Oh yeah, so with the story of like leaving a relationship, there's kind of like an idea that the reason that I'm leaving is because like the idea keeps coming all the time. So you know, like I've brought this to Satsang before lots of times, and it's been going for like ages and ages. But it's like the idea just won't leave my mind, and it keeps coming that I should leave. And then I also have all these ideas that Satsang gives, you know, like that I'm not the doer, and like so I just kind of reject all the. I've been like rejecting all the ideas that are coming into my mind, even that I should leave. And I say, well, if like this body is going to leave, then just let it be done, you know, and try to put it away. Like, but the idea just keeps coming that I have to leave, I have to leave. And so there's something that believes that the action is happening, not necessarily because of the thought, because I know the thought is not coming from me, but the thought is still coming. Like, so the thought keeps coming, and there's something here that has to accept that idea or something. And there's no reason for it. Like, so there's nothing being presented as like a reason for having to leave the relationship. And someone wants a reason, but at the same time I know I'm not going to believe the reason anyway. So like it's like it's just like I suppose it's just like a type of confusion, but like it's kind of, it feels like unclear but clear. I don't know, but a little bit it's driving me mad, and that's why I have to. I want to just kind of bring it to Satsang, and I just keep coming back to just myself, you know, and like, and it gets like peaceful and quiet, and I can see what I am, but there's also a kind of a belief that I'm that as well, you know. So I'm like nothing, but also I'm like, what it was that I trust a little bit the voice that's speaking. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't even know if I have a question, but I just want to like say everything, and I know that it probably sounds confused because there's no clarity in my mind, so I can't speak clear either.
There are a lot of things which we can talk about from what you said.
Mm-hmm.
A very good report, very honest, and I feel that there is a lot we can really speak of. So first, and I know that this part is clear for you, but maybe for everyone else also we make it a little more clear, is that when a thought is coming, I should leave. And the pointing is that don't believe your thought. Then the mind tries to tell you that, okay, if the thought is I should leave, then because I'm not believing my thought, therefore I should not leave. But this I should not leave is also a thought. So like you said, the key is this neutrality. That leaving or not leaving, whatever has to happen, will happen on its own. There is no person involved in a activity or a decision.
Can I say something here at this point? So it might be like that there's a belief, so I have that, like I can see that as well, but it's like, I suppose it's just my mind using the past because I speak whatever, like it just comes in the moment, you know, and I have um within the relationship I said, okay, I'm just leaving, and I try to be as honest as I can, and I just say, because the idea just keeps coming into my mind, so I'm just saying it, you know, and I'm just going with it. I don't know, it disappeared again. Sorry, I can't say. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
You can stop me anytime and you can share it.
Okay.
So we say that it's very important to see that this realization that I'm not the doer does not mean that we have to do the opposite of what the thought is saying, because again that is a mind trap. You see? So all in this way then is surrender to God, to the Guru, to say that the mind says I should leave. You know that all leaving, not leaving is all up to consciousness itself. So there is nobody who has to pick and say I should leave, or pick and say I should not leave. This is the neutrality which we speak of. Because any of these positions, if we were to pick, we are then picking the personal aspect of doership. To say that I as a person am the doer of some action. So this is the first part. The second part is this belief that my thoughts lead to some action. And this is a very, very strong belief which is there in many, actually even spiritual books will say things like this. That I thought this and I believed this, therefore I did this. But actually, there is no linkage even between thought and action. Thought is thought, it's an happening, and action is action. Another happening. So, can lead to delusion. Belief in a thought can lead to delusion about personhood, which means that consciousness is pretending to be a person, but belief in a thought cannot lead to action or inaction. It just seems like in the play of appearances, they are coordinated, but many times they are not coordinated also. When I say not coordinated is many times we could say, okay, when I see my partner next time, I'm just going to tell him this. And we decide like this. But what happens? When he's in front of us, something else completely comes out of our mouth. You see? Therefore, we see that it is not that, it is this sense of personal decision making which is leading to action. That would be completely contrary to what we have been saying, isn't it? Because that would mean that now consciousness is not pretending to be a person, but but the person has still some independent ability to do some actions. But how can one that does not exist do any action at all? Therefore, belief in personhood or not cannot lead to action or inaction also. All is just a play in this appearance itself. The appearance of thought, the appearance of action, it's all the same. All is just an appearance. And you know how we accept this easily? We accept it easily when we are talking about the dream we had last night. In that we see that yes, all of it just happened and I was just watching the dream. So we accept it very simply when we talk about the dream state, but we refuse to accept it when we talk about the waking state. See? And this pressure, this burden of being a decision maker who has some element of control over the movement of their life, over their work, over their relationships, over the taking care of the body or not, all of these concepts can then subtly, in this way, we pick up again the sense of being a person. So if there is no person, if we see and we find that there is no person, then who is going to do something or not do it? It must be all part of the appearance, isn't it? Who is going to, who is first in a relationship? Who is going to get out of a relationship? Who is going to stay in a relationship? This who is not real. All of this is part of the movie that you are watching.
I see all this, but I just wanted to bring this like to satsang because there's just like it's just very like it's just like I know it's just strong conditioning, and
Oh,
I just want to like I don't know, I just want to let it go. No.
this is the reason why we have satsang.
Yeah.
The reason why we have satsang, so this can be brought. I know very well that you know this completely. I have no doubt about that. The reason why we have satsang is that even though it is clear, sometimes some past tendencies, some latent tendencies, karmic tendencies, whatever you might want to call them, can seem to play up very strongly and burn strongly. So let it then come and we can look at it together in satsang. And just to remind you, that it's okay, let this burning happen. You are not being burned. Let the mind say this, let it tell you that there is some important decision you have to make. Let all this trickery of the mind go on, but you in reality are completely untouched by any of it.
There's like a thought that says, okay, it says that I want to be honest with myself. And something I kind of like believe it like a bit, like that I want to be honest with myself. But even when I question that, like I mean,
Yes,
like what even wants to be honest with itself,
yes.
I don't
This is also faith. Although for most of the world, it's a very valuable thing. I have to be honest with myself and I must speak the truth to my relationships. And all of this can seem like they're very honorable thoughts to believe. But even these are just thoughts which are speaking about a imagined entity, a non-entity.
I kind of feel like there's things I should say, but I don't know what they are. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
all of this, the mind will try to convince you that something is happening to you. But actually, nothing is happening to you. Nothing can happen to you. And you know this already. But my job is to just remind you like this. None of us can find the me to which something can happen. And this is freedom. If there was a me,
There,
if there was a me that we could find, and this me had to be healed or something, then that would be so much work. There is no me.
there's like some kind of like energy here that's like, I don't know exactly how to say or even if it's going to be true. But it's like the things I say, okay, I don't really believe even anything that's coming out of my mouth. Like. And so then I'm saying things. Sometimes I say things that like I agree with, and sometimes I say things that I don't agree with. So like, but then I don't know. Like, so it's kind of like
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
So
And
then
this
I just have to like knock everything away, like like that. I don't
great
know.
opportunity to see that all this is just happening on its own. See? Just in the same way that your hand moved up like this, there was no decision, I should move my hand and keep it here. I should not move my hand. All this is the same. All our pretend decision making is the same. It's like this. The action will happen if it is going to happen. But it's all pretend decision making. And
It's
you
like when I
see that,
come.
I don't know why some words also come out of my mouth. They just come. You see, they just come. So we are not giving you any credit or blame for any words which are coming from your mouth.
It seems like there's something that wants to like identify with the speaking,
Yes, yes.
you
This
know.
is the person, the ego, the mind, whatever you this
Yeah.
thing which is saying that you are doing this, you are saying this, you should say this or not say this. This is just the mind, the ego.
So some things are spoken that are like they're not really true, but like some things like come that seem real true, you know. Like it
But let me tell
feels
you,
like
can I tell you a secret?
yes, please.
Nothing you can say is true.
I know I love this. I love when you
Nothing
say
you can
this.
say is true.
I see this and I'm just like want to bring it to Satsang to just like I
Yes,
get it out of my system or something. I don't know.
very good. It's very good. No, I mean that even you said that sometimes the words I speak are true, sometimes I know they're not true. Even the words that we feel are true are not true. They're just words.
Hmm.
Nothing which is referring to phenomena can be true ultimately. Like Maharaj used to say that the only truth that can be spoken is that I am. And ultimately, even this is not true. Everything is just conceptual in this phenomenal world. It's all conceptual in this phenomenal world. In reality, no need for any concept.
And then sometimes I just want to say this as well.
Yes.
Sometimes it seems confusing. I don't know. I think it must be just like there's like some identity, like because that's the only way it can really be any problem, you know. So there's some like identity with um it's not really identity, it's just like there's like grasping to hold on to the idea of relationships, and I can see actually that just the whole idea of relationships even is like disappearing.
Yes.
um and now again I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Sorry.
And this is very good because the idea of relationships will disappear, and yet in the appearance there could be relationships or no relationships.
Mm.
So the role of relationships can continue or not continue up to the will of consciousness, but the idea will disappear because you know that you cannot be a person anyway. And all relationships are personal.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Yes.
And so it's like I speak some things and then well like speaking happens, okay?
Yes.
Whatever, like speaking happens and then actions happen and it seems like as if they don't go together, okay? So it's like I'm telling Niall that I need to like move away from this relationship. But then when we're together, I'm can't help but like I'm very like loving still, you know. But I feel like really that's what has to happen. But I can't help like hugging him and like being nice to him and all. So it's like kind of confusing for him probably, and even it's confusing here as well because they don't seem to go together. And I have all these ideas of Satsang as well that are coming as thoughts, you know, as well. But they're still just coming as ideas.
Yes.
Even if I can see as well, like it's just all there at the same time, like all mixed in together. Like I don't know if that even makes sense.
It makes sense because it is not the satsang which is happening in the thoughts. What is happening with you in your relationship is your real satsang for both of you.
Mm.
This is the real satsang which is appearing for you.
Mm.
And whatever remnants of identity or something which was even not imagined still stuck will be released in this way. In this satsang called life. And it's very good that you can already see that some thoughts are happening and my actions sometimes are just completely not coordinated with those thoughts. Thoughts are happening, actions are happening, both are just happening. And what are we? We are just the simple witnessing of all of this play of thoughts and actions.
But I have to say though, when I'm here, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for even the like confusing aspect of it, all of it. I'm grateful for all of it because I know really, like I can see that it's just grace, and for ages and ages is like you know, like Moody, and I don't know if you say as well, but Moody often says like life will test you and life will test your sin. And for ages I was like, no tests come and nothing ever happens, you know. And like it was all just like peaceful and nice, and in a way like that's good. But I kind of like there was something that like wanted to be tested as well, you know. So it's kind of like it's like it's a test. It's just like and even in that, it's so kind of, I don't know, you could say it's confusing because like there's no, I don't know. It's just a test, that's it.
Yeah. So, like, God is a very good teacher, you know, it knows exactly what test to prepare.
Mm.
The student could say, I am prepared for everything, just throw it at me. You know, I am awareness now. Give me what you got. But life knows exactly which test to give you, just so that all of this can be released. And it's great maturity that you say that I am so grateful. Because to be able to say thank you even in these situations This is great, great maturity. Very good.
Thank you, Father.
Very welcome, my dear. Always welcome.
I feel like, I suppose, just like you'd probably say, you know, you just have to let everything just play out. So, and you said like maybe in the last satsang, something like if whatever has to happen. So even if it's that like resistance has to play, or you know, like whatever it is, just has to play like that. So, um, it was very good for me to hear that. So I really, and it's like I'm reading some of the Ribhu Gita at the moment as well, and it really just saying the same thing, you know, and it's just like, and the same as what you say all the time, it's just like confirming yourself all the time. And when you just confirm yourself all the time, like everything else doesn't have a space, like it can't exist, it can't continue to exist, but it's still, it just has to, like, it has to just play out like that.
Yeah.
You know?
This play will continue on its own. This play of appearances, this Leela, goes on and on.
So even if like the Leela is, in this case, like if it's like internal Leela, so it's like complete like falsity, you know, like so like I can see some things that are playing, you know, so I can see that I'm speaking to you now, or like this body is like sitting here, but
Yes.
some things are even more like not there, like so the resistances that go on, or the sensations
Yeah.
in the body or something, they're not, they're kind of less real or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Less tangible, less phenomenal, whatever.
Yeah.
I get.
But even they have to just play as they do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All part of the same game. It's not two different games, one outside the body, one inside the body. All of this is part of the same game.
Yeah.
All of you must hear this carefully. It is not two different games, one outside the body and one inside the body. All these appearances are part of the same game. What I say, external objects and internal objects are part of the same Maya, the same Jita, same play of consciousness. And soon you will discover, like many of you say, that, oh, this is a feeling and it feels so strong. Soon you will find that it seems like just another object, like a jack in the box sitting over there jumping around. It will not, you will not say it is happening to me, my feeling is happening to me. You will see that it's some toy which is kept on your table and is just dancing around. This is part of the same play, projection of your own consciousness. In deep sleep, none of this is there, either external or internal. In the presence of I am, all of this comes. So someone had a question earlier also about what I mean when I say phenomenal. What I mean when I say phenomenal is all that appears in the presence of being. In the sense that I am, which is called the presence of the waking state or the dream state, all that appears as a result of this light of beingness, of Atma, of consciousness, that is called phenomenon. And I also call this itself, this being, this consciousness, I call this itself the primal phenomena, the root of all phenomena. Because before this, the awareness has no phenomenal attributes whatsoever, nothing at all that you can say about it. You just know it, you're just aware of it. But there is nothing you can say about awareness. And this awareness is you. So if there's nothing you can say about you, therefore there is no truth. Therefore, no words can be true because you have no phenomenal attributes. And all which is spoken about phenomena. What can we say about the non-phenomenal? Nothing. Except to say it's non-phenomenal. You know? Because nothing can be spoken about what is real, about reality, therefore nothing that can be spoken is true. I wonder if it's making sense or it's all gobbledygook. You see, like this, reality is non-phenomenal. Nothing can be spoken about something which is non-phenomenal. Therefore, nothing which can be spoken is about reality. Therefore, it is not true. So at best, they are just pointers, or like we say, like Bhagavan said, they are thorns which we are using to remove other thorns. Let's not make any claims of truth about any of this. Nothing I am speaking or any sage has said is true. I wonder if it's making sense or it's all gobbledygook. You see, like this, reality is non-phenomenal. Nothing can be spoken about something which is not. Even I didn't understand what I said. How can we say anything about reality? It is that non-phenomenal awareness, the pure witnessing, which is here, which is just aware of everything which is appearing and disappearing. So that which appears and disappears is called phenomenal. That which appears and disappears is called Maya, Leela, appearance, phenomenal, whatever you like to call it.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
This is like just a kind of a untruth, and it just came and I just see through it, but I just want to say it anyway. So it's like, when like speaking happens, it's like there's something that believes that I should agree with it, or like, so let's say if I say I want to go for a walk,
Yeah.
okay, there also should be a feeling that matches. Yeah, I do want to go.
Yes, this is belief.
But yeah, and it's belief. So then, but this has been happening because it's like something speaks, okay? But it's only a problem in most things. It's not a problem, but when it comes to relationships, this is where the problem is. And so it's like something speaks, and then but nothing. There's no like feeling for or against it. So that's why it's kind of has been confusing. So now when it comes to me, I can see, but like, yeah, well, what is it that would be agreeing? That's also the same thing. So I kind of feel like that's good. Yeah. Sorry.
It's a little more subtle and little more complicated than that actually. So what happens is that it is consciousness itself which has the power of belief. See? So when we say that, who can believe the thought? Who is this pointing for? Don't believe the next thought. It is just to consciousness itself. Consciousness, in the presence of consciousness, there is this power called belief. You see? But then what happens is that it is believed at the root of this belief is the concept that I am a person. So it becomes sort of like a personal belief. So that which is a personal belief can be called another thought. Okay, maybe it's a little abstract. You see, because the premise is personal, therefore we can say just another thought. The one who believes is also a thought, we can say like this, because we are buying the premise that as a person, this is relevant to me. Otherwise, it is not a person who has the power of belief. It is consciousness itself which has the power of belief. The person does not exist, so belief cannot belong to something which is non-existent. But when I say that this, I believe from a personal perspective, therefore we say even the one who believes is a person. Okay, forget about it.
No, but can I say something?
Yes, yes.
'Cause I don't know if I spoke clearly. Like, it's like there's a belief. I don't know if even belief is the right word, okay?
Yes.
Maybe it is. But that, now this is probably just my mind trying to confuse things. But so if speaking happens, that my heart should, like, it should feel right, you know? Like, so like it should feel like, yeah, you know. Do you know what I mean?
When speaking
I
happens,
know.
you should feel a certain way. It's like it should resonate of the truth from your heart, something like this. Is that what you say?
Um, not, yeah, kind of. Not necessarily speaking, but like anything that's happening
Yeah.
should, like, there should be something that like feels right about it. Like, you know, like, so it's kind of like intuition that you can kind of feel like which way to move or something. Something like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
This intuitive energy, this intuitive force, which we say is your own inner voice, the Holy Spirit, the Sadguru, is there as a guide which is leading you to your freedom or your realization of your true self, as opposed to the voice of the mind, which is leading you towards more and more delusion of personhood. Mhm. So then, how do you distinguish between these two? When it is from your heart, when it is from the Sadguru, it is accompanied by love and peace. And when it is from the mind, it wants something, it needs something. But this voice of intuition, ultimately we have to say, is also in service to you as consciousness.
Um, it's kind of like easier to ignore that as well, you know. I don't know if that's like a true thing or not, but just right now it feels like it's easier to just ignore everything, because if I'm trying to like feel like if it's right or not, it feels like that's like not true as well.
If you can let go of all voices, this is the best. So let go of
Yeah.
all voices, and then there will be a voice which will seem like it is coming from your own spirit, your own presence. And then that can speak. But for a while, it's good to just not give any belief to any voice which is speaking. There is no trouble in this. I was half expecting you to turn the hangout off and say, okay, bye bye, even your voice.
You know, like I didn't want to bring all this to Satsang because I knew it was like there was like this was just my mind, but I was saying I know what he's going to say,
Yeah, this,
and I don't want to hear it like that.
many
But
times,
it's good.
many times I get this these days that, oh, I have this, and I know you're going to say I'm just this witness or I'm just awareness, but I rarely say like that.
So can I just ask you one more question? Might sound real stupid, but
Completely.
okay. So like whatever is going on, okay, like whether it feels like inside or outside or whatever is going on, um, would you say that it's just good to just like look where there's nothing?
So whatever is going on, whether outside or inside, would I say what?
To just like withdraw from everything and just
No, it's
like just
simpler than
let
that.
go of all that and just look at nothing, because you know,
Even that
no.
work is not required. All that is
Mm,
needed is not to believe your next thought.
mm,
Because you say, you want to withdraw and just attention must go inside now. nothing outside, including emotions and thought. But then attention will go. Attention does go. So even this, I don't want to say that you must now keep your attention only in awareness. Not required. As long as you're not believing your next thought, you're completely fine. Something is not satisfied with that answer.
Yeah, because like it feels like there's something that wants like, you know, um
It sounds like something wants a project or something to do, you know, something that must happen because of this.
because it's just like this feeling of like grasping and like the feeling of like wanting to like something wanting to hold on. Like it feels like consciousness itself wants that to go
Yes,
it's like washing everything, and that's what life is for. It's like that. It seems like that.
yes. And if consciousness wants it a certain way, that's how it will be. The only thing that we can do is just keep the power of belief as consciousness itself with us. In this way, then any appearance, all this energy can come. It can seem also terrible, horrible. Something can feel good also. Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Because I tell you, yes, now just keep your attention and awareness itself. And for one day, you might be completely fine. You wake up the next morning and say, my mind was like this, and all these thoughts came, and I didn't know it still existed. None of that is needed. What's missing right now? Even if the most horrific energy was here, would it really be trouble for you? For you, I can ask.
I don't feel like anything's trouble, and I don't mind any feelings, and I'm willing to feel any feelings, but I don't know, I'm just like saying everything in satsang. The satsang is like a bath or something, washing everything. So I just want to wash everything away.
Very, very good.
But it's not even that I want everything to be gone away, because I don't care if everything is gone away or not. So I don't.
If you truly wanted everything to be gone, then everything would be gone.
Mm.
All that moves is your own will because you are this consciousness, you are the light of consciousness itself. Ultimately, you are the witness of even this, but it must be said that you are God. Nothing moves without your permission. But no person can ever become God. And yet you are the supreme Lord of all. So if you as consciousness wanted all of this to be over, then over.
Mm.
This God, this consciousness, never dances to the tunes of the mind. Cannot dance to the tunes of the mind.
Okay, it's all good. Thank you.
Very good. Let's catch up with the chat a little bit. Jyoti had said earlier that when I ask the question, am I aware now? It is not clear when it's very noisy. But who is aware of the noise? Therefore, you are aware that it is noisy. So we must be able to then separate the content from the seeing, the content from the awareness. So even noise is content. And Govil had said sometimes clear. Did I read these earlier? Sometimes clear when I intentionally ask the question, am I aware now? And Anandi had said, anytime I look, it seems clear. Yes, I read this. Okay, there's a question from Satyanarayana Rao. He said, Namaste Ananta ji, could you please share, if relevant, some of the deep challenges you faced in establishing yourself in Atmanas? All of these questions that you hear in Satsang are questions that I have had at some point or the other. So all of this. I had this question that I understand everything intellectually, but I just can't see it. This was very much there. Nothing special, nothing special happened here. In any way, the same questions. In fact, if there was some grading about spiritual seekers and there was some, A, B, C, D, E, I would be F, F grade spiritual seeker because completely not consistent with anything. One day I would feel like inquiry. Next day I would say, no, I feel like japa. So I would sit and whole day do japa. One day I would say, okay, meditation. And next I would just want to read. I want to read the Bhagavad Gita. Then I had a Course in Miracles phase. Where I felt, okay, if I read the Course in Miracles, that's it. Then I said, okay, I just want to watch Papaji videos, this Papaji video. All of this, you see. No consistency. Sometimes Hatha Yoga. There were like 6 months I was doing so much yoga. So just, I was a spiritual backbencher, spiritual shopping, whatever words you want to use. And if it wasn't for the grace, of my master, if he hadn't given me his darshan by looking into my eyes, completely lost even now, I'm sure of it. So in this play, maybe it happened like this to give everyone hope. You see, if there's hope for this hopeless one, then there's hope for everyone. But one thing was there, that once this urge to find God, to find the truth was there, then the means kept changing, the approach kept changing, the teachers kept changing, but this feeling, this fire never went away. And there was I feel that there was integrity. It was not something that I wanted personally for some personal benefit, although initially even that would have started like this, that I wanted to be free from suffering. I didn't want to suffer anymore. There was this integrity for the truth. After a while, it stopped being personal. It was just, this fire was here to find something, to find God, to find the truth, to find myself. So all the challenges you hear about, it is not unknown to me. And many times I say that I know this because it has happened here also. It's very And satsang all continues. None of us must ever get this impression that, okay, once freedom is found, then all life stops teaching you new insights. Stop. No, it's not like this. Every moment there's new insight. And even in Sangha, even in Satsang, there's this potential to create fresh attachment. There can be attachment to the Sangha. There can be attachment to your children who are there in the Sangha. It can come like this. And sometimes it can seem, there's also this misconception that If you're free, then you're not sensitive anymore. You can just tell him anything. Ananta is free, so just tell him anything. It feels like that. But actually, there's a very heightened sense of sensitivity. All feelings, everything is completely seen in the present moment. You see, it can be so loud also with conflict. So sometimes one of my children will do something which seems like Muti says, no, like life kicks you in the face. It can actually seem like this. You see, that one of my Sangha children is kicking me in the face in this moment. I can feel it. But nothing lasts. The only difference is that it doesn't last. And I cannot hold on to any resentment. You see? I cannot hold any resentment. I cannot hold any irritation. But in the moment, all this can still come. All this can still come. So you say that constant new insights, new learning. Also, life is teaching me because my constant prayer is, if there is arrogance, let it be slapped out of me. So anytime I become arrogant, there's this feeling comes, oh, my Sangha is the best. My children love me the most. Then I get a slap from one of them. Attack. You don't even realize from where, this one. Yeah? Then you just get a, oh, okay. And then you snap. It's like this, fresh. Every moment is so fresh. So it's not just after enlightenment, after freedom, is not just only chocolate flavored moments. You also get these these moments where it can seem so strong, but nothing sticks. Nothing can stick.
Very clear. Say, I don't come back again.
Yes, say again. Something. Yeah.
That the spoken truth never more changed.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
So you're saying that once it is clear, then we cannot go back to this.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel that we cannot go back. I feel if you walked 10 steps, you can come back 5. You can believe. Is that the question? Yes. So once you had this glimpse of your true nature, then at best what you can do is you can pick up a spiritual ego of arrogance. But you cannot really ever become that deluded, full, person with so many concepts about themselves. But the spiritual ego itself can be quite a thing. But through grace, if grace has brought you to this place where you have discovered your true nature, then even this spiritual ego cannot really last for too long. I've seen this very often in the Muji Sangha also. Sometimes you feel somebody who was so close, then have these eruptions of spiritual ego and special needs. And it lasts sometimes, at best, it lasts a year or two. They're very quickly they're back at the feet of the master saying, sorry, so just something got released in this whole process, and even this was grace. But I don't feel one who has seen truly what they are, I don't feel they can come back to 100% delusion like before. I don't feel. That's why I keep warning everyone. I keep making everybody wary about the spiritual ego. And I also keep telling you the symptoms. You see, because when it happens, if it happens, then you can just observe it and see, oh, this is what Ananta was talking about. You see? And the one of the biggest trick that the spiritual ego can play is to say that I don't need the master anymore. There's a difference in quality. You see? In your heart, you can say, my heart is I'm always here. My master is always here in my heart, and I don't need to be necessarily around the physical presence. Or it can be, no, I got it. I don't need the master. There's difference, you see. And this is one of the symptoms of the spiritual ego. That, it's very much like business. No? I went to him. He gave me what he had to give me. Now I went. The deal is over. Now I'm done. So this is not business. This is more of a heart connection. It's resonance. It must be resonance in the heart. So in your heart, I find if I'm there, in your heart, then it doesn't matter. You could be thousands of miles away. You could be in the hangout, not in the hangout. You could be on chat. It doesn't matter. But I can feel your presence, whether it's here with me in my heart or not. This comes. This is intuition. And also physical symptoms will be there. Physical symptoms will be there. If you're deluded, if you're suffering with this spiritual ego, then you will not be able to look at me for too long. You're not looking into my eyes for too long. I rarely speak like this, and it might even sound arrogant to some of you. But the fact is, it's just coming from here, so I'm going to share it. If you're deluded with some spiritual ego or arrogance, you will not be able to face the eyes of the master. You look away when you're talking, you will be hiding, you'll be like this, just like this, your head will be moving, anything to avoid just looking. Because you know, the ego knows, the mind knows that just be in the presence, just to be able to be open like this, it cannot survive. And the mind feels like with some great tricks it had to pull off to get you back, let's now avoid Ananta, avoid Mujiji, and let's keep it like that. So that's why I say if you're able to look into my eyes for even a few seconds, then I know that you're not getting too confused with this mind. And there's a certain softness about you. There's a certain softness about you. Sometimes you'll be like looking, but you'll be like looking with this strong sense of arrogance. So all this, when we say intuition, is like this. It just makes it very clear what's going on without ever even a word being exchanged. It could be that we're sitting together in satsang and we just exchange one glance. And yet inside something knows exactly what is happening. And sometimes it'll feel like it wants to do something about it. Sometimes it feels like, okay, let life play the way it has to play. Let it play. I don't know why I'm saying any of this. And Radha had said, Father, seen clearly today that all is happening on its own and happening to nobody. Very good. And Satyanarayana Rao had said, could you please explain what you mean? I had said this. Thank you, Nikhil, my dear. Rema says, yes, nothing you can say is true. It's never in the words, never in the words. Okay, so Satyanarayana Rao has another question. He says, if thought and action are unrelated streams, then why do great ones lay such great emphasis on Trikarna Shuddhi? I don't even know what that means actually, but I will tell you why I say like this. And if you read the scriptures, something like a Yoga Vashisht or a Ribhu Gita or an Ashtavakra Gita, you will see that this is what all these sages have seen. It's just like thoughts are appearing and disappearing, same way these words are appearing, disappearing, and the actions are appearing and disappearing. But the mind wants to create patterns. So there's this line in the Yoga Vashisht which says, the crow is flying and it sits on a branch of a coconut tree. And the coconut which had to fall, fell anyway. But the mind will say it is because the crow flew and sat on the branch and then because of that the coconut falls. Just because it believes in the fallacy of post hoc ergo propter hoc, which means just because something follows something, the mind says it is because of something. You see, something happens after something else, the mind wants to say it because of the first event that the second event is. So it is seen that thought comes first And then action comes, therefore it says, okay, you thought this and you did this.
Why is the thought like, so I think, yeah, I have the thought, or I must find it.
Yeah.
So I came.
No, it is not why you came because you believed that thought. It is because you had to come, you came. The coming had to happen, the body had to move, the appearance had to move
The
like that.
thought seems related to
It seems, okay.
or about it.
Yeah, you can see. But many times you will find, like Amba was saying earlier, that your decision could be something else, but you find yourself doing just the opposite. And how would that work? It's just a fallacy. And even if it was true like this, then when you know that you are not the creator of your thought, then who is the doer then? If you're saying thought leads to action, and I'm not the creator of my thought, then all action must also belong to the creator of thought, which is consciousness itself. To myself, I'm sounding complicated. It's a strange satsang today we're having. You see the trick of the mind. It is now clear for you that thoughts are just appearing. Is this clear? Yes. So thoughts are disappearing, and then the mind is saying it's because of this thought that the action is happening. So if thoughts are disappearing, and because of that the action is happening, therefore who can we give credit to for the action? The one who created that thought. So who is that? Consciousness itself. So then we can say that all action is consciousness. Either way, there is no hope for the person. Yeah? Okay. To hold on to
The table.
okay. Something is shaking.
Yeah. I just suddenly feel like this pain on myself before, and then the thoughts where, oh, should I do something about it? How do I like
Yes, but this I does not exist. It's the imaginary. This one who says, what should I do? What should I not do? What am I doing? It's just the fake one. Can we introduce this one? Can we find this I? If we cannot find, then why we cater to it all the time? Why we listen to this voice so much? Who? This is deja vu. Huh? What says? What is it kept saying? You yourself say, my body has suffered so much. You yourself said, ever since I was small, then my body has suffered so much with various things. The body also is not kept safe. So what is it kept safe? And if you're not the body, then what can be hurt? If you're not the body, you see this, then what is unsafe? What can be hurt? And does the body itself has a problem with being hurt? Body is not saying save me, keep me safe. It is all fiction. It is just imagination. It is a non-existent, imagined one.
It's such a strong, because so many years I've listened to it. As soon as something happens, I'll put it out and take an action. So I've listened to it, followed it.
Yeah. This is what I call the nourishment. We've nourished it over so long.
So now that not listening is scary.
So some fear might come up as long as you're in satsang. This is just second day. Already so much has happened. Actually, I always feel that the ego will not even survive one satsang. I always feel it. This is my blessing to all of you. Because it's so simple. This voice, which we have been following for so long, has gotten us nowhere. And hence it must be logical now not to follow this voice. Bhagwan. Okay, let me invoke Bhagwan now so that it's a little more strong. Bhagwan himself said that if there is a sense of choice, then make the choice not to believe your next thought, to believe your thought. He himself said, till the sense of choice itself goes away. So this we can do only.
See, I just now that you thought that then it was my thoughts that brought me to Satsang.
Yeah. No.
Those are good.
Okay, so suppose it was a thought that brought you to Satsang. I can tell you now, because they brought you to me, that their job is done. Are you okay now with this? They did their bit, their job is done, you are here. Now stop listening to me. You got a train ticket, and it took you from Bombay to Delhi. Now after you reach Delhi, do you want to hang on to the train ticket? No, just throw it away. So even, okay, let's give credit to the thoughts and say that they brought you to Satsang. Now you are here. No? Right? Okay, Shivani wants to come up, but before that, I just want to answer Vijay's questions. Vijay had asked a question. He said, Father, I have a question that is slightly off the topic. Forgive me if it does not make sense. I work as a transcriber of medical documents. I have often seen doctors saying patient is oriented to time, place, and person when describing patient's neuro or psychiatric exam. Patient is oriented to time, place, and person. Okay. Orientation is usually determined by awareness of three dimensions: time, place, and person. Now the question arises, if the patient is disoriented to his personhood, who is the patient then? What is his identity? Just a body with flesh and bones, a living corpse. Now the question arises, if the person is disoriented, if the patient is disoriented to his personhood, who is the patient then? What is the identity? Just a body with flesh and bones. No, even the flesh and bones, sometimes they don't have identification with it. Sometimes patients will come and they say that I'm having an out-of-body experience. So even this body they are not identified with. So all that is phenomena. So you said time, space, person, and also we can add body. We can get disassociated from body, from time, from space, and from the person idea itself. You see? And usually the world thinks that this person is crazy. The one who is disassociated from the sense of personhood, usually the world calls it crazy. But if you were to go and ask them, are you happy? You will find that they are completely happy. So nobody who has lost their mind is unhappy. But for the mind, it is creating some scary images for you. But I don't want to end up like that. So that's why it's good that you have somebody who can guide you in the right way. And you don't get misguided or just get lost in some spiritual experiences. Many spiritual experiences are actually confused as mental illness. And those people sometimes have to deal with a lot of doctors and medication and many of these things because nobody can understand what is happening. They realize that they are not this person. They feel that they are the universe itself, and they will be speaking things like this. And the doctor says, "This one is crazy. Give him some medicine." So it's good to have the refuge of a master, the refuge of a sangha, where you can come and you can share this realization which you have. Don't expect this deluded world to understand. So one who is not identified with body, with time, space, and person idea, then that one must be seen. That either they must be feeling that they are this pure sense of being or presence itself, or they must be clear that they are the ultimate witness, the absolute awareness itself. So what else is there that you can get identified with? So we looked at this question. That's good. Okay, so I ran through all the messages you had posted, and Shivani wanted to come up, so you can come, my dear.
Hi.
The camera isn't working today.
Yeah, it's on. I can see myself.
How about the others? Can you see her? You see only the photo.
Hang on. Maybe I'll get closer to the Wi-Fi. Okay. Is it working?
Let's give it a minute. Your audio is very clear, just that your video is just not.
Okay, hang on a sec. Is it on now?
No.
Okay, I don't know. It's on the thing, so.
Okay, maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll come in a while.
Okay. Well, that's kind of good anyway, because I'm a bit of a misery guts. That's why I'm here, because I didn't want to come. So I feel, like I should come because I didn't want to.
Yes.
There's one thing that, sorry.
It's okay. Today is crying day for me. I got some phone calls also earlier. And everybody seems to be crying. Is it me? I'm starting to wonder if it's me.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's completely fine.
It's just this one thing that the one thing that keeps getting, it has belief, I can't say it doesn't, is that when I hear consciousness is just doing everything, it's like it's just a helplessness, like I don't know.
Is it feeling like consciousness is doing everything to me? Is it doing everything to you?
Well, yeah.
But this you is who? Is
I
that
don't know.
is
It's
it not?
even, but that's the thing. It's even doing that. It's even making a belief in a me who's suffering, which is
Yeah,
like
it's true.
it's even doing that.
To
So
who? To itself, isn't it? If you're saying that, all it's doing is it's even creating this belief that there is a separate me. Then who is
who's
it
suffering?
doing it to? It's doing it to itself. It's God playing as God. It's God.
But that doesn't really matter. It seems like that doesn't matter because from this perspective, it's like that doesn't make any sense at all. Like it's just like, okay, I'm gonna be absolutely honest. For me, it's like, well, I don't want to be this or part of this anymore.
Yeah.
If
So,
that's how it is.
so this seems very clear. That I don't want to be this or a part of this anymore. And why is God doing this? So forget about God for a minute. Forget about consciousness for a minute. Can we look at this eye?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm here. But it just feels like it's playing that it won't be seen, and it just wants to suffer. It's
Okay.
like,
Right now, you're saying like this, no? The mouth is moving like this. These words are coming out. Some strong thoughts could be there. The crying is happening. Some frustration could be there. Are you aware of all of this or no?
I must be because I'm saying it's here, so I must be. But I don't feel like I'm the awareness. I feel like I'm the consciousness being a person in suffering.
This is already good. If you say, I feel like I'm being the consciousness, then this is good already. Mhm. Okay, where is the suffering right now?
Um,
You said it's so clear, I don't want to be this anymore and I'm suffering so much. So where is it now?
yeah,
Huh?
just just here.
Is it here? Is it here? Where is it? Now this you cannot convince me about. You can convince me about everything. But if you say suffering is here now, then you must show it to me. Can you show me how it looks? Where is it?
As an experience, I guess. I don't know. It's here. I don't
Yes.
know how it's
But
here.
it's a feeling. It's a feeling.
Yeah, energy.
It's an energy. So it's an energy. And are you this energy?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't have to know. You don't have to know. You must look. There seems like strong energy here, frustrating, angry, everything. But are you this energy or are you the witness of this energy? And I know your mind hates me right now. It's completely fine. Oh, the same old thing again and again. Another way to do this. I'm tired of this. It's been more than a year I've been coming to Satsang. It's such a good thing I didn't come to Bangalore because I would have wasted so much money.
Yeah, that's come. All of that, all of the above
I know this very well.
has come. Not
Yeah.
at the moment, but it has come.
It's just like the drop is saying, it's so clear to me that I feel like a drop. And I'm saying just look and see that you are the ocean. But if you refuse to look, then what do I do?
I just don't know how to look. I keep trying to, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know how to listen. This is what the thought keeps saying. It's like this consciousness doesn't want to play like this in this particular expression. It won't let it be seen or something.
And then why would it bring you here?
I don't know.
Okay, so suppose this life was only frustration for you. No freedom for you. Okay, then.
Then no.
Uh,
Then no. No more.
no more what? Okay, so mind is saying, or something you say, some energy is saying that here I just don't seem to get it. Isn't it like this?
It just
The
thinking,
trouble is you're not getting it.
it's just the thinking won't stop. It just and the attention won't stop going there. It's just like I don't even feel like I'm on this planet. I feel like I'm in my head. I feel like I exist as a fog of
A-
thinking.
a form of thinking.
Just a fog of thinking is the existence.
Yes.
I don't even feel like I'm here. I don't feel.
The fog of thinking. How do you know that there is a fog of thinking? Because it's here. But you see it or no? You perceive it or no?
Yes, I must do. I guess. I guess. Yes.
Otherwise, you would say there is no fog today. Today, no fog. Hmm? So whether no fog or fog, you are aware of it.
But if you're thinking that you're part of the fog and you don't realize that you're awareness, then what's the point?
But the mind will always keep thinking like this. But are you just this voice which is saying this? You want this voice to change, but this voice will never change. It will only say that you are a person, you didn't get it, you'll never get it. But you are it already. What are you right now? Even this energy of anger with me, anger with satsang, frustration, all of this you are perceiving.
There's a yes, Father, and there's also this thing that there's a no. It's like
Yes, so that's why I'm saying don't refer to any voice. Whether voice is saying yes, no, maybe, all that is not relevant. But nothing can take away your ability to look right now. So can we just look right now? There's this fog, there's this noisiness. Is the fog aware of you or you are aware of the fog?
I am aware of it.
I feel like I'm a school teacher who's forcing a student to do their homework. Like, now, tell me now, 2 plus 2 is what? Yeah.
I am aware of it. I am aware of it.
You are aware of it.
I just don't know what I am.
Yes. So this I don't know is not bad. So you say that I am aware of this noise and all other appearances, you are aware of them or not?
Yes.
Can you be one of these appearances as well? If you were one of the appearances, then who would be aware of it, of this appearance? So before all appearances and disappearances, you must be there, isn't it?
Logically, yes.
Yes, even logically is it. See that for something to appear and to disappear, there must be the perceiver of it. Otherwise, to who would the appearing or disappearing happen?
I didn't hear that, sorry. I didn't hear it.
So I was saying that even logically it is fine, because to know that something is appearing and disappearing, there must be a perceiver, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there is a perceiver which is aware of all these appearances coming and going. Now this perceiver, your trouble is that this perceiver cannot be found. Yes?
Yeah, so it can't, it's, I don't know how to feel that is who I am.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like that's who I am.
Yes. Okay. So there is a perceiver, and this I cannot find, and I cannot say that it is me. You see? But the perceiver, is it the entity which owns some perceiving? What do we mean when we say perceiver? Or are we just talking about the perceiving itself?
Perceiving. Yeah, perceiving.
Very good. And are we just talking about the phenomenal perceiving, which means the perceiving of objects in the world? Or are we also talking about internal perceiving, internal seeing, witnessing of thoughts, emotions, memories, the same perceiving, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh? I didn't get
Yes,
it.
yeah, it is.
It's the same perceiving.
I'm gonna turn the light on now, because I'm not a mess. I don't know if you can see me.
Okay. The perceiving of the seeming external world and the internal world is the same.
Yes.
Now the question only remains, where am I in relation to this perceiving? You don't have to force anything, you don't have to believe anything. You just have to look. You know that there is a perceiving going on. You just have to find, where am I in relation to this seeing, this witnessing.
That's where the answer, like, I can't answer that.
Yes, so we're not interested in the answer also. Just look. Is there anything getting in the way of your looking?
Yeah. I'm not trying to, I don't know. This urge to come up with an answer that seems to be getting in the way.
Yes, so
Yeah.
use this energy also. Now you say that, okay, this urge is there, but I am perceiving this also. This also is perceived.
Yes.
So am I that which is being perceived, or am I the perceiving? What is it that is actually seen right now? And you can report. Don't worry about it being the right answer, wrong answer, whether I have understood or not. When I say, are you this perceiving, or are you the content of what is being perceived? What do you see?
It feels like I can't see because this energy of trying to see and thought.
But these are also seen or no?
Yes, they are.
This energy, and you look. Does it feel like you're closer to the energy, or does it feel like you're closer to the seeing?
The energy. I'm honest, the energy. It feels like
You are there with the energy. You feel like you're
feels
there with the energy. And where is the one who's seeing?
it's
No
just
matter what the energy is, you must be the one that is seeing, isn't it?
it's just
Don't-
logical. Not
Yes, but how would you say that there is this energy if you were not seeing it? It's like the voice of your mind is trying to say that, yes, I am this energy itself. This seems so real and tangible. This is just the voice of the mind. So what do you actually see? What do you perceive at this moment? You can tell me. If there's a computer, you tell me there's a computer. If there's a
visualize
phone, you say there's a phone.
feelings,
You perceive there are feelings.
thoughts,
Yes. There are thoughts.
existence.
Yes.
Just a whole bunch of stuff.
All of this stuff is there, which you are perceiving as what? What are you now? So you said there's a bunch of stuff. There are thoughts, there are emotions, there's resistance, there are all kinds of stuff. And I am perceiving them. It's as simple as this. You are perceiving them. And this perceiving is untouched.
So I think what it is that there's a waiting for the mind to say yes. There it is. Look, you
The
know.
mind will never say yes. It will never say yes.
I know, but it's like the whole attention is stuck with faith in it. It's like the faith won't go away from this.
Yes. So even if all your attention and belief is stuck with the mind, does it touch the perceiving in any way? This gentle, simple perceiving which is here, completely sober, is it touched by any of this way of attention also, or belief also?
Okay, can I just verbalize what the mind is saying? Does that help at all?
Yeah.
Um, okay, so it's obvious. It's completely obvious.
The mind is saying it's obvious.
I don't know if it's a mind or it is. This is the problem. I don't know if
No. So what's obvious? What's obvious?
that that something is aware of everything.
Yes, but is it something somewhere else, or is it you?
Yeah, okay, so it's a sort of saying I really want to be able to say that's me and I can't. And that's the problem.
Yes, but what do you see? So this is what the thought is saying. But what is aware of this thought also? Is it not you? Because even if we collectively, all of us try to convince the mind, it will not be convinced.
That's the whole point. This is what my point is. It's like, why won't it stop? The attention or whatever it is that is going to the mind, stop. Because there's faith in it. This is what's, I don't know, it's driving me crazy. It's like, why won't it stop?
Okay, so let's do it together. Can we do it together? Let the attention also go. See, I tell you very often that it is not attention which is the trouble. It is the belief. So let attention go. And before you believe your thought, you tell me why you're believing it.
Why?
Yes. Because I'm saying don't believe your thought. So you must have a very good reason why you believe your next thought.
There's no good reason.
Yeah.
There's
Then,
no good reason.
then we can let it go.
The thought there's there that no, it won't, it doesn't let go. The thought that's believed is that it won't let go. That's the thought that's getting believed of.
What won't let go? You have to let go.
Belief.
So don't believe this one to start with.
It's like this thing keeps jumping in behind, going, yeah, but you know. You say don't believe the thought. It's like, yeah, but it just happens. It just gets believed, and that thought's believed.
Yeah.
You say don't believe that, and then it goes in behind that and says, but that's getting believed too.
Okay, so let's play another game. Let's play a game. You say a thought, your next thought you say, and I will pose as a thought and say the opposite of it. And you believe what I say and don't believe what it says. So you tell me your next thought.
This is a stupid game.
It's not a stupid game. It's very helpful. Okay, let's go.
What was the point of the game again?
Huh?
What was the point of the game?
There's no point. We are having fun.
Okay.
Let's go. Give me something juicy.
That was it. Okay. I'm up for fun.
Huh?
I said okay. I'm up for fun. Fun's okay.
This one, okay, this one we buy. Next one.
I'm taking up everyone's time. That's the next thought. I'm taking up everyone's time.
You're mumbling some thoughts which I can't hear.
Sorry, I'm taking up everyone's time. This is a waste of time.
No, this is very useful use of time. And if anyone wants to leave, they're very welcome. I know it's been a long satsang. But you can all do like this. You can see what your mind is saying. And just yourself, you can bring your attention to the opposite of that. You will see it's nothing at all. Just some energy which is speaking, some rubbish. And it could very easily be the opposite, you see. So all of you play this game, wait for the next thought to come, and then try to bring your attention to the opposite of that thought. So the thought is saying this is complete waste of time, then bring your attention to the thought which says this is so nice, so useful. What happened to your thoughts?
I can't concentrate on them anymore.
You're concentrating very well.
Okay, so there's something. Okay, can we get back to the point so I can figure out how to not believe my thoughts anymore?
We're completely with the point right now. Doesn't it seem like you can believe what I'm saying? It does seem like.
Yeah, yeah.
This power of belief you have, and we can keep going like this for a little, just to see. Okay, what we do is, so let's presume the official satsang has ended, so all of you are free to leave. Thank you so much for joining in. But anybody who wants to play can stay back, and you can all unmute your mics, and you tell me your thought, and we will play the opposite game together. So whoever can unmute your mics, you can unmute. Even if it becomes noisy, it's okay.
I'm a bad mother because I've neglected my children and stayed in satsang for so long.
You're a wonderful mother because you are the best brought up children. Best children. Who's got a thought? Completely good for you to be hungry right now because you will have such a good appetite. You hardly eat otherwise.
I can't think of anything to say.
We just said this. We just said this, which is very good. Anna says, I don't really want the truth. You do only want the truth. You only want the truth, otherwise no sane person would be in this satsang.
I don't get what we're doing. I don't get it at all.
We have a level of understanding which is much deeper than any mind can give.
Okay, I think I'll go now.
Yeah. You want to go now? But the fun
Yeah.
is just starting. The fun is just beginning. You're going to miss out on the time of your life if you go now. And Nitya says, I never find any thoughts when you play these games. This is a very nice thought.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm free or not.
You were born free. You are always free.
And that was a stupid thing to say.
That was the best thing I ever heard.
So what is the point of this? I don't get it.
Yes, yes, you're understanding so well. It's becoming completely clear to you.
Okay.
my heart's racing and I don't like it.
The heart's racing and you love it. It's like you're in love for the first time ever. All of this is just thoughts, is nothing at all. Just thought, nothing. It's just the blabbering of some crazy mind. Nothing at all. You must see this now. Mean nothing. And if you keep waiting for the mind's confirmation for your freedom, I can tell you that another 10 million lifetimes will not be enough.
Father, can I say something?
You or the mind?
Are we finished the game?
Are you exposing the next thought?
No.
Okay, very good.
Today, I was talking to Jesse's dad.
Yeah.
It was actually about homeschooling, and
Yeah.
we were just talking about that. But somehow, I was just trying to share with him my reasoning behind homeschooling, and it was just very briefly that it felt like one avenue to sort of narrow down the way in which society and the world, makes us, well, not it makes us, but it's, like how we can get distracted from who we really are. Being in school, I guess. That's part of homeschooling. The reasoning. So I was trying to explain that to him. And somehow it got on to Satsang and Muji and different things, and this stuff was coming out. And I was hearing it myself. It was like I wasn't actually talking to him. I was talking to myself. It was really weird. It was like I was talking to him about it, but I was listening to myself.
Yeah. And what kind of was this?
It made sense. It was like, wow, this is really making sense. But as I was speaking, it was like there's no point just parroting, like a knowledge.
Yes, but was it feeling like a parroting? Or was it feeling like something is just emerging from within you?
At times I could feel that there was like the ego taking it over and trying to sound, and using it as a, trying to use it as a way to make him agree with me, like manipulating, about homeschooling, but but then like that it was like that was noticed, and then something felt inside like this isn't, I don't know, it's just kind of like something opened up a bit more rather than it being about that, and it was like just like the stuff just started coming out after that. It was like, and like I was listening to it as well.
Yes, exactly.
And I was saying what you just said, like it's not airy fairy like most people think that it's. You hear about gurus, and even I did years ago. It's not airy fairy; it's common sense. And this stuff started coming out, and it was so common sense. It was so minimalistic. The stuff that was coming out of my mouth. Yeah, it just came out really well. It was like it just came out a really brief, minimalistic explanation.
Very
that
good.
was common sense.
Out like this, you must listen. You must listen, because this is the voice of your own intuition. Your own Satguru is speaking.
Yeah, and then now I come like this, blubbering, and it's like, what's going on?
All good.
But that's how it felt. It's like I felt like I was listening to myself.
Yes.
At one point, there was just words coming out, and there was hearing of it.
Yes. In Satsang, so many times you've heard me say, isn't it? I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where this is coming from. It just comes. And here also there's something completely hearing all that is being said. So I
And
must
at the,
say that I enjoy satsang very much. My own satsang I enjoy very much hearing it.
yeah, that's what it was like. It's like I'm actually enjoying this,
Yeah,
and it didn't feel like I was there saying it. It was
exactly.
like I was on the other side enjoying what was coming out.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't the one saying it. I was the one listening to it. It was a weird experience.
This is very good. Very
Yes, and actually at one point I remember through my head went your voice going, "Yeah, this guy's not too bad." You know, when
good.
you said like, "This isn't too bad. Where's this coming from? This is alright."
Exactly
Yeah.
what it is, isn't it?
But then I felt that as well. Taking then it became that thought sort of made it become like
Yeah,
a me that
let
was
the thought
talking.
come. Let the thought come. Yeah, Anna was also saying, I don't get this game. The game is just to show you that it is possible to believe something or the opposite of it. It is equally possible. In that instant, you can choose to give your belief to something or not, or to something else. Attention, I know, is tricky, is troublesome. Attention is tricky to try and control. But belief is the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing. And if you show me the top three things that you believe about yourself, I will show you the top three identities that you carry, which are false. You see? It is just on the basis of these beliefs that we carry these identities. It's all imagined. And in that instant, when we started picking up this belief, if the opposite thought had come and we started believing that, then this part of the identity would never have been born at all. I sometimes say, isn't it, that one could say that I just want to be on the straight path, the straight and narrow, always honest, always truthful. Another could have got this thought that said that I want to be worldly wise, I want to be smart about things because I see that it's the smart ones, it's the liars and cheaters and thieves who get somewhere in life, so I want to be like this. So this belief can be. So and the identity can be taken by either, isn't it? Can either become this. You can give your belief to this voice or to this voice. This what is appearing in that moment.
So I think, Father, here there's the belief that's getting the belief, which is the core, is that belief gets belief without any choice.
Yes, but has this been exposed now? Or not?
Yes, but it's still believed. Well, it feels like it's still believed.
I'm going to come to Sydney or Melbourne or wherever the hell you are.
Please, please. It's Gold Coast. It's just south of Brisbane.
Of course, yes, yes, I know this. You're going to make me come there. You're just fooling with me so I come, isn't it?
No, I'm not. Right, you can come anyway.
Like, sometimes I just feel that you're just playing a trick on me and you're going to say, gotcha. Yeah.
No, I don't know. There's a part of me that does feel like that. It feels like I'm fooling myself.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that's like, come on, like there is something that knows that there's just this game going on that won't stop. There's something that's always known. I don't know what's going on.
But you are telling me that you find that you're not able to just follow this simple pointing, don't believe your next thought. Now, in the moment, now.
It's like just a doubt. This is what I was trying to get to once before. It's just this doubt. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I don't believe any of it. In general, it's just like this being just doubts everything. Won't believe anything anyone says. It's like it's a defense mechanism to not believe anybody or
Yes.
anything.
Yes. So don't believe anyone, including your own mind. Because nothing which is spoken is true anyway. Then where's the trouble? Show me some trouble without a concept, without a belief. What is the mind saying? But, something.
Yes, it just does that. Blah, blah, blah.
Let it see. Your thing is that you want this mind to stop, you see.
Yeah,
Mind does not stop.
it's identity with it to stop. Because it's obvious that the suffering is from whatever it says
Yeah.
is suffered.
Yeah.
Whatever it says, and it never says anything nice.
Yeah.
So that's like that. Why won't that stop? That's the question.
Then we what? The identity.
Yeah.
Identity is only thought believed in. A thought which is believed becomes part of your identity. Where is the identity now? In the now, is it ever there?
I don't know. Well, there's thinking going on trying to work that out. So there's identity with the thinking that's trying to work out that question you just asked.
Yeah. So thinking is there. And then what is the identity?
Thinking is there. What is the identity?
The thinking is going on. Fine. Thinking is going on. Then how does the identity come?
Thinking is the identity.
No. Thinking is not the identity. It's thought. Thoughts are coming and going. I have never said stop thinking. To identify with thought means to give it your belief.
Yeah. It's like thinking is happening, and then
Yeah.
it's as though I'm happening. I'm happening. It's like that. It's like this movement is happening.
And when thinking is not happening, you are not.
It's never not happening.
It is. Even the space you said so often, I asked you, tell me your next thought. You said nothing, nothing, nothing. So you were not there then? Even now, there is space between your thoughts. But you are still here.
Okay, so
You,
then
you vanish in the space between two thoughts.
no.
You're still here. Therefore, you
So
cannot.
what's the problem then? I don't even know what the problem is then. What's the problem?
Yes, my point exactly. Because there is no problem. This one which is present, even in the space between thoughts, has no problem.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
But this is another thought only. It means nothing. The mind will never get. But is this the voice of that one which is present in the space between thoughts? No, it isn't.
So That
Are you
doesn't.
there in the space between your thoughts? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now speak as this one.
That one doesn't speak that much.
Yes. It has no trouble. It has no trouble. And you are only this. We can pretend for many lifetimes we'll keep playing this game. It's fine. But you can never be just the content of your thoughts. Because it is completely clear to you also that you are there even between them. And this one which is there has no trouble.
So when is like before, earlier, when there was like all this emotion and energy and crying, and
Yes.
it's just the same as if it's between two thoughts, is it?
It can seem like this. It can seem like this. But that's why we have satsang, no? You come to satsang and you see that you are not this. You are just this one who's even present, and there is no thought, there is no emotion. It is aware of the presence or absence of thought and emotion. The mind is now running out of moves. Neither it's going to attack you big time or it's going to accept this.
It's attacking big time.
I knew you'll go there. Hmm. What's it saying?
Not now, no, but
Hmm.
the last few weeks in general.
Yeah. But
And
you
just
can use this. You can see this now, isn't it? That no matter how many thoughts are coming, there's always some space between thoughts. And yet I am there, even in this space. So this one which is present, even when there is no thought, then speak as this one. Because it is the mind itself which will say, yes, yes, this mind will attack me.
I actually can't understand Father words. I don't.
Okay. Which
I can't,
one?
can't understand. I don't know.
But you understood very well because we spoke about the fact that in between two thoughts there is a space. This is understood on.
Yeah, it's understood. I understand without knowing, like
This
without
is enough.
thinking.
Enough. It's enough. The mind is painting some picture of knowing which is some exotic knowing. I don't know what it is doing. You see this or no? That
It's
in
like I
between
should
two
be able
thoughts
to.
there is
It's
that
like I
much.
should.
Uh,
Okay. Well,
you see this is enough. You say that I see that in between two thoughts there is a space. And yet even in this space I am aware of this space. This much is enough. So all I'm then saying is, you don't pick up the content of any thought. You just stay as the one who's there even between these thoughts, as the space between the thoughts.
when the thoughts are there, as well.
Yes. The same one, you don't change, isn't it? The appearance and disappearance of thoughts is there, but you are the same. The one that is aware that there is space is also aware that there is thought. You are this unchanging one. It's as simple as this.
Yeah. So the belief is that there's thoughts here right now. Yes. Okay. There's thoughts here right now. But I am here.
They already passed. Not right now. Thoughts are never here right now.
Okay.
It's already passed, isn't it?
Yeah. Because when you say, there's certain things that you say, and then thinking will be there. So it's like no, I can't agree with that because thinking's here.
Okay, so let's do this. Tell me your next thought, or tell me your next three thoughts, and make sure there's no space between them. What's happening? Where are the thoughts? So, no thoughts means space.
Yeah.
But you are aware of the space or no?
Yes.
The same one is not changing even when the thought appears. Or do you become something else?
I don't know. It feels like I become the thought when a thought appears.
Okay, you look at this now. Wait for the thought to appear and see if you become the thought. You become the thought or no thought has come?
They're there. They're there. I'm just watching. They're there. I'm just watching.
Yeah, so you don't become the thought, isn't it?
So what's the problem? I don't even know what the problem is.
There is no problem. Can you handle the fact that there is no problem?
I don't know.
Something wants there to be a problem because without that it feels like, what do I do now? There's no problem.
Because okay, this thought comes, which seems to be believed. But yeah, there will be a problem. There will be a problem. There's
There-
been a problem for 20 years, 30 years. There's going to be a problem. You know, like
No, for who? For the one that is there even between thoughts? Can there be a problem for that one?
no.
You are this one. You are this one. You are not the imagined one. You are the one who is present even between thoughts.
The problem is for other thoughts. The problem is for other thoughts.
Yes. But you can never be any thought, so let them have a problem, whatever they do. Sani will have the record for the moderating the longest satsang ever.
Sorry.
No, it's very good. I'm very much enjoying it. Because I feel like I've got your ego in my hand right now.
Yeah, this is
It's in
basically
trouble.
it.
It's in
This is,
trouble.
yeah, good. 'Cause this is basically it. This is I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the problem is.
Can there ever be a problem for this one?
It's like something doesn't want to believe it.
Yes,
That
yes. That will
that
just be, this one will just be thoughts. This something that doesn't want to believe it is just another thought.
So, okay. Never mind. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's just more thinking.
You see the content of no thought matters. Just another thought.
That is happening. The other day, I was doing something and I was driving somewhere, and mine was going on about. This is quite a funny one actually. Um, Going and finding on Muji Sangha a partner, like a dating website. Where would I go if I wanted to find a partner? I'll have to go to Muji Sangha. I was doing all this, and then and about work, you know, to get money so I can come and go to Bangalore and go to Rishikesh next year and blah blah blah. Just doing all that, planning about work, planning about a relationship, and then something was just like, no, you know, it dropped out, like the energy dropped out of it. It was just like unimportant. It just, I don't know, it was being seen, like this whole stuff going on was being seen. And then something just went no, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just like there's no inside, not like a negative no, like a
Yeah.
just like no, it's just not important. Yeah, which is yeah, noticed. That's why I was saying, yeah, I don't know. Because there's things coming up strongly. That one, relationship and work, like they're trying to get my attention and get stuck into doing something. Yeah, like they're important. I don't,
No thought will seem important. You know. Even if it seems, it will be momentarily.
some 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 still get belief. I can see when some get belief, or is that another belief? I can actually see when even in the middle of belief that it's being believed, like
Yeah.
back from it a bit. Okay, sorry. Feel like
No,
I'm taking.
I was just reading this. Nikhil had said, if I am born free, then am I suffering my freedom? No, you're suffering your pretend make believe game, this pretense of personhood. But you can never actually become. Just because you put a game in the gaming console and you start playing doesn't mean you can actually become the game character. You're always the one which is outside the game, which is watching it.
So it keeps going on, like you know, the game keeps going.
Yes, but you will not have trouble with the game. It is again the game character which says, oh, this game just keeps going on.
But I mean, it's gonna keep, you know, like for example, okay, I guess one of the things that really gets that has juice is being mean to the kids, you know. That I what the question is, it's like, does that change?
It
You know,
could,
this like
could not.
this.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything in reality. Does it matter to the one who is present in the space between your thoughts? Now I've got you with this one.
No.
We clicked. Over there we clicked. Because this was clear to you. You see?
Yeah.
Now your mind is in trouble.
I'm happy with it being in trouble, Father. Really,
Hmm?
I'm happy with it being in trouble. I want it to be in trouble.
Yes, 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 exactly.
That's why I wanted to come to Rishikesh and everything. Just to be, face to face. Because I really feel like it's the simplest thing. And I don't know how to explain it. I really feel like I'm completely, at both times, not know what's going on, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it.
You don't
It's
have to.
like,
It's very good.
yeah. It's like I'm deluded, but I'm not. All in one. That's how I feel. And I don't know how to explain it.
I'm just going to read what Jyoti is saying for a minute. You guys have to go or you okay? Huh? But you can, how long? You drop her till where? And maybe she drops her.
Yeah, right. I think it's just my mind.
She is very strong. She'll take care. So Jyoti was saying, thank you Anantaji. There is suspension of all thoughts while I watch for the next thought. I have to just come to this point of dismissing past and not entertaining future. Just be here. I don't know what it is. Just a while ago, when you were asking, tell me what's your next thought, I was saying I'm feeling tired and sleepy and drained of energy, and I've got to get up and push myself to work. It's all gone. Sometimes these energies can seem so strong, yet if you don't resist them, if you're in satsang, they just go. Sometimes it can be. So, what is ever happened to that one who is present in the space between your thoughts? This is going to be used very often in satsang. Get used to this. Family is probably wondering what's happened to me. Oh, my phone is open.
Thank you, Father. Sorry it's so long.
No, it's very good. It's very good. But I must run now.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dears. Thank you all so very much for being in satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Mujit Ji ki Jai.
Jay.
And you can play the invocations if you have them, my dear. But I'll have to rush. I love you all so very much.
अनंता जी की जय.
Jay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishani.
Thank you.
Sorry it was so long.
Thank you, Shani. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Anna.